Hi guys, you're welcome back to Significant Woman. So today we are going to talk about easy lifestyle tips that are going to help us become healthier and happier in life. And I want to really thank you for subscribing, for liking, and for sharing these videos. And it has really been a blessing having you as a family of significant women. So I know that when we grow up in Uganda, we always say adulting is not easy, because when we grow up, life is not as we would want it to be, because we have family, we have social responsibilities, we have work, and sometimes when we do not take care of ourselves, or when we are not very careful, it can be very overwhelming, it can be very stressful, and unfortunately some people have actually been really affected. They've got lifestyle diseases, some have gone on to be mentally unwell, others really have not enjoyed life as they should be, because they're not looking at managing whatever is going on in their lives. So today I thought that I could share with you these very simple tips. And sometimes we know these things, but putting them in practice is the hardest thing. So as I talk about this, I will encourage you that you look at how you can commit and how you can commit to them and put them into practice in your daily life. And I'm going to assure you that your life is going to get better, is going to get healthier, and you will experience a happy you. So the very first tip is for you to get outside. Now you're listening to someone who does not like going out, especially when I'm stressed, or when I'm tired, or when I'm overwhelmed with work and life is really not happening as I would want it. Usually I'm tempted to just remain in my house and close and, just be by myself. But research shows that when you take just a simple walk, there is a way your mood improves. Even you're exposed to the sunlight that we always need for the vitamin D that is very important for our health. So I will encourage you that on a daily, make sure that you take small walks. If you have a very quiet environment around you, you can go into the woods. You can just take those simple walks either in the morning or in the evening, and you meditate and you breathe in and you breathe out and you reflect upon your life and you think about things that you need to adjust. That is going to help you become healthier, relieve the stress that you are feeling. And even in those walks, as you meditate, you might get a tip or you might get an idea that is going to change your life for the better. So always make sure that you do that. And even on top of that, you need to do a lot of physical exercises. I know sometimes you feel like it is a lot of work, or you might think, oh, I don't have the money to do go gymming and all that, but you can take walks, and that is going to help you to relieve the stress and all the things that you could be feeling on a daily basis. And then the other thing that you need to do is to watch how you eat. Many of us, like I've said, are suffering from lifestyle diseases. I had one of them, and I've ever shared about my experience when I got ulcers, and it was so bad. Even when you looked at me, I was almost invisible. I was so small. My health, you would look at my skin and you really see that I'm not a healthy person. I remember one time my workmate called me, and not actually my workmate, my boss, he called me into his office and gave me 3 months away from work, and told me, Edith, you need to go and take care of yourself. And another person, my workmate, he's a bit older, he called me and said, Edith, if you do not eat, you're going to eat food as medicine, because I was really not looking at my diet. I was not eating, and I was not eating right things. And that almost costed me my life. So if you're going to be healthier or happier in life, you really need to focus and look at what you're eating. And I know sometimes when you are too stressed, especially people who are staying alone, when you're too stressed and you have a choice, you want to just reach home and maybe take a soda or eat junk meals and you just sleep. But that is going to really catch up with you in the long run. So you really need to focus on what you eat. Look at fruits. On a daily, make sure that you eat fruits. On a daily, make sure that you eat greens. Eat enough protein. Eat enough carbohydrates. Eat a balanced diet, regardless of where you are at in life. Make sure that you watch what you eat, because if you don't do that, you will get diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, you get ulcers, you get cancer, you get all these diseases that are going to cost you your life, or might cost you a fortune as you try to as you try to treat them. So make sure that you watch your meals. I don't know, for some of us, we can manage eating all the 3 meals as we are always encouraged. Others, we can eat 2. But as long as you watch what you eat and you know that what you're doing is healthy, that is going to really help you, regardless of what is going on in your life, to live a happier and a healthier life. And then the other thing is that you need to watch your mental health. Like I've said, getting old never gets easy. We have a lot of responsibilities that come on, a lot of things happen. We lose many things, we lose loved ones, a lot of things happen as we grow up. And so we really need to be very careful about our mental well-being. And from us who are Africans, when we talk about therapists, it's like you're saying, how? Like if you're talking about counselors, I've seen it in movies and I don't know, but many whites or people from the Western world, it's easy for them to go for therapists, it's easy for them to look for a counselor to talk to, but most of us, it is not really, it doesn't come so easily to just go to someone on a weekly basis and you talk to them. But one thing I've realized is that when you have such people that you are talking to and sharing with, and they are pouring into your life, it is always helpful. So make sure that you get some people around you, get a supporting system around you that you can share with, people that you can talk to when you are overwhelmed, when you do not know what to do. Make sure that you have those kinds of people that you can talk to, but also be very careful to make sure that you are mentally well all the time, regardless of what you're going through. And sometimes we give a lot of thought to the things that are not going right in our lives. You don't know what you're going to do tomorrow, so you're very anxious, you're very worried. But even God tells us that we should not be anxious of anything, but instead we should make our requests known to Him. That is what God tells us to do. When you're overwhelmed, actually the first thing that you need to do is to go to God in prayer and tell Him, hey, I have these things that are going on in my life and I don't know how to deal with them. And you just leave it to Him and trust that He's going to help you. But like I've said, you can talk to other people around you, but then also you can help you can help yourself. I remember it's a practice that really helps me, that when things are not going well, or when I get bad news, sometimes I choose to put like a block in my mind. And I'm like, you know what, for this one today, I'm not going to focus on it. Especially things that I do not have control over. Sometimes you get news, maybe about your mother, they are not doing well, or things are not going right with them, and you're miles away. And there is nothing that you can do in that instance. Instead of you looking at it and you focus on it, sometimes it's just good for you to take off some time and relax, breathe in, breathe out. And when you're mentally well, you can focus on it and actually think deeper about it to get a solution to it. So in those moments when certain things are not under your control, please do not kill yourself and think about it. And then the next thing is you're getting panic attacks. Relax and wait for that moment. I've had to wait after like a day or two when I'm mentally well, and then I can think about this one thing that has been on my table, So sometimes you might have to just block your mind. But then you also need to appreciate that certain things, if they are not in your control, it is to just make peace with them. There is nothing you're going to do about them, just make peace with them. For those that are under your control and you can do something about them, then please do. And if you need to ask for help, please do that. But make sure that you are not allowing stress and anxiety and worry and heartache to pile, because when they do that, you will regret it in the long run. I've seen people who are well, they have allowed stress to pile up and they've been depressed. Some have gone to mental hospitals. In Uganda here, I got a privilege to be doing ministry at a mental hospital. And it came to my understanding and my knowledge that people go to mental hospitals not because they are mad or anything, but because they kept on thinking and allowed this one a circumstance to affect them, and they ended up going to a mental institution. So from that moment, I said, hey, I need to be very careful what I feed myself on or what I allow myself to keep on meditating about, because it can easily affect my life. I saw people who have lost their jobs, and that led them into getting mental illnesses and are now in a rehabilitation center. I saw people who got issues in their marriages. I saw people who got addicted because maybe they couldn't handle one or two things in their lives. So you really need to be very careful, because when you get mental issues, sometimes you might be on medication for the rest of your life, or it might really bring other issues that are for a lifetime into your life. So it is easy, like we always say, prevention is better than cure. It is better that you really take care of your mental well-being, so that you do not regret or have to face some circumstances or challenges that are going to be forever in your life. So the other thing that I'm going to encourage you to do is to go for regular checkups. And if you are on insurance, I think most of us have that package, or some hospitals give these packages on a discounted cost. You can go and do these regular checkups. I know that especially for us Africans, that's the context that I understand. We wait until we are not feeling well, you're sick, and you have tried this, you have tried the other concoction, and they are not working, then that is when you go to hospital. Just for that reason, then you're back. But many times we are not even aware of how we are doing, like our health, how we are doing health-wise. So it is very important that whether you're feeling sick or not, you go to hospital and you do checkups on your body, physical checkups, you check your eyes, you check your dental, you check whatever the doctor is going to recommend, so that you know the state that you are in. Unfortunately, I know people like my aunties who have, they are not feeling well, and then they go to hospital, and then they found out that they have cancer, stage 4 cancer, and a few months later, they pass on. But had they gone to hospital maybe earlier, they could have maybe figured out that they had it when it was still on a lower stage, and they were able to treat it. So it is good, like we always say, prevention is better than cure. Whether you're feeling well or not, please go for these regular checkups, so that you know where you're standing. And that is going to help you. It is going to help you to live happier and healthier, because you will know the state that you are in. Even when you're not feeling well and you go to hospital and they tell you, hey, they do all these checkups and they tell you, no, you're actually doing well, and maybe the problem that you have is, maybe maybe fatigue or malaria. There is a relief that you feel, because well, other things that I'm okay in other things. This one is just a temporary thing. So these medical checkups are not just for you when you're not feeling well, but they should be part of your lifestyle, so that you figure out how you are doing health-wise, and in case you have a problem, you're able to know it when it's still in the earlier stage, and you're able to treat it. And then the other thing that we need to do, we know it, but doing it is very difficult, is to hydrate and sleep. Okay, we know that they always tell us to sleep for maybe 7 to 8 hours, and it is actually very possible. Very, very possible. It depends on your discipline. And for me, I struggle so much in this area, because I'm a night person. So even when I'm tired and I want to celebrate, like after a very long week, and I want to celebrate, instead of sleeping early, I want to sleep late. That I feel like, oh, I've really finished this heavy task. But you need to make sure, whether you're 40 or 50, as an adult, you need enough sleep. That allows your mind, your brain to sleep and relax, and be able to work well the following day. When you wake up and you're relaxed and you're refreshed, we all know that you're in a better mood. I know of a man, he's a leader, very amazing leader in Africa that I really look up to. He said that for him, by midnight, he's in bed, and at 6, he's up. He gets enough sleep, and it will allow him to concentrate and be more productive the following day. That is why you need this discipline in your life, because you already have a lot of things that are going on in your life. Now, if you add a mind that is already tired and stretched, then that is not going to be good for you. You won't be effective, you want to be productive at work or family or on anything. And we have had people, there was a post that was being shared on social media about a very prominent person in India. He was successful by 40 and everything, and then one time he just got a heart attack and died. And everyone was wondering, why would this young man die of a heart attack at such a young age? But when they investigated, they realized that he was not having enough sleep. And so you make all this money, you really saying, I have to work so hard for the sake of my children and make it in life. And then at the age of 40, you're dying, which is really not going to be good, because you will not have enough time to enjoy all the things that you have done. So it is good that at least you sleep, have enough sleep so that you can live longer, rather than sleeping for a few hours and then you live for a short time that you will not even have enjoyed the things that you have worked so hard for. So I know that we have a lot of things that are going on in our lives, there are a lot of things that we want to do. But if you want to live longer so that you can enjoy your wealth, or you enjoy the family, you see your children grow, you have to prioritize your life. And one of those things that you're going to really prioritize is sleep, because sleep, lack of sleep can kill you. I've read about people who have died, and you do not want to be one of those people that are going to be referenced to. And then the other thing that you need to do and prioritize is reading often. And when I'm talking about reading, I'm not talking about a Bible that is supposed to be part of your life all the time, but I'm talking about reading books about your favorite topics or from your favorite authors. But you see, when we keep aging, as we age, our minds also keep on depreciating. And if you do not exercise your brain, if you do not exercise your mind, you'll find that you also keep on shrinking in your memory, in how you think, and all those things. So for you to keep active and also to even learn and expound on your knowledge and understanding, you need to practice reading. Get books and read at least one book every month. I know that we have many things that we have to do, but it is all about discipline. If you say that every day I'm going to read at least 10 pages of this book, of course you have divided, you know that your goal is to finish in 1 month, and you know how many pages, and you say, well, every day I'm going to be reading 10 pages or 20 pages, and you ensure that you do it. Before you know it, in a year, you're going to be having at least 12 books in your head. So reading is very, very important, because it will help you to keep on growing, but your mind will get healthier and healthier. So I'm going to stop here. As you can hear where I'm recording from, a lot of things are going on, and I don't want to keep on, talking with all this noise in the background. I'm going to pause it here, but I believe that we'll keep on talking about these things, because I know I'm growing and I see how my lifestyle has changed. I see how my life has been affected, and almost all the things that I'm focusing on are about work. It is work, work, work. And this sometimes is really not good for us. It catches up with us. So as I share with you, I'm also learning for myself. And so I'll keep on talking about these things as time goes on. But please, if you have 1 or 2 things that you can share with us in the comment section, please don't hesitate to put a lifestyle tip that you would want us to practice as women, as significant women, so that we can keep on being happier and healthier regardless of what is going on in our world. So God bless you, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.